Hello, Digidestin, and welcome to the King's Court. Now, or since we've been getting a good amount of subscribers lately, if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. Now, for the past few weeks, we've had, here in the West at least, we finally have had access to not just, well, I'm gonna go over, this will apply to all of them, but I'll be using the red versions as the primary example, just because those are the ones I'm using those are the ones I'm using right now. So we've had access to the new training cards, which I'll put it up here. Let's see. Go ahead, just in case anyone hasn't had a chance to look at it. All right. Now I'll go over the card really quick. Main: reveal the top two cards of your deck. Add one red card among them to your hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then place this card in the battle area. Delay. Basically, after that, it works like regular memory boost, but instead of giving you 2 memory, the next time you would digivolve a Digimon, it will cost 2 less memory, and that can come up, and especially since this card, well, we'll go over all the differences in a sec. So, basically, what I want to discuss here is I've been seeing a lot of people discuss the idea of which one is better. Should we play just the new offense training, or at least the new training cards, or are the old school memory ones better? Well, this is what this video is going to go over. I'm going to go over both cards, the pros and cons to each one, why one is stronger than the other in some regards, and overall my personal opinion, because I managed to find yesterday. Now, if you're subscribed to the channel for Digimon content, the reason it's been a little lackluster lately is, and shoot, that's another thing, that all our content's been a little lacking the last week, because we've been busy dealing with after Thanksgiving stuff, relatives, stuff like that. So we've had a lot of stuff to take care of. So luckily now things should be good, at least until relatives start coming in for Christmas, that sort of thing. Come on, let's be real. I'm pretty sure everyone has to deal with their own version of that. So, but luckily we got some time to work on some videos, and as well as record some videos ahead of time. Like the recent video me and Shilmer Michael uploaded of his Yu-Gi-Oh! Earth Toolbox deck. We recorded that a while ago. I just was saving it in case something came up, because in case we didn't have the chance to record anything else. Luckily, we finally got some time to record these videos. So, not only that, more importantly, we finally had a chance to go and play at our local, because we haven't been able to go in like a week and a half, like almost 2 weeks, because we, like I said, busy with certain stuff. So I haven't really had like a lot of time to really, really sit down and grind out a bunch of games trying out the new card. Luckily, I did though when the card first came out, but I didn't have a chance. I was only playtesting the training card. I wasn't experimenting with ratios between this and the old memory boost. So that's what I was doing. And I'm still playtesting, because there are a lot more people going to be playing at our locals next tournament. But luckily, I managed to play a bunch these last 2 days. So this is basically going to be going over my findings, and like I said, my personal thoughts. And let me know in the comments what you think. I posted a couple of days ago on the channels. I posted in the channel's community tabs. Which one do people think is better? The new one, the old one, a mix of the two, or it depends on the deck. And pretty much unanimously, everyone agrees it does depend on the deck, and that's 100% true. I 100% agree with everyone on that. That's the one I personally agree. That's why I put it there. I personally think it depends on the deck, because you can't apply the same things to... You can't apply everything to the same deck, because every deck, there's some that work similarly, but there are a lot that work differently. Let's be real. That's what makes the game interesting. So basically, I'm going to go over just my findings when playing the Black War Greymon deck, because that's the deck we focus on here in the channel. So if you want to see more on that, don't forget, really quickly, I'll get the shameless plugins out. If you want to see more of this later on down the road, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow our social media so you don't miss out on future Digimon content. And let me know in the comments from your playtesting, what have you found? Do you prefer one or the other, or do you prefer a mix of the two? Now, like I said, luckily this whole I've been finally been able to actually playtest, and I've been playtesting a lot. Working on a new build for the deck, obviously, just working on that. And and from what I've been able to see, no, first off, we'll go over the cards themselves. Now, the new offense training is very similar to the original memory boost. Now, if you've been playing the game for a while, you should know what the memory boosts do. But I'll give you the abridged version, just just for the sake of in case anyone's never like. There are some decks that didn't really use them. So basically, what they do is you would use them. They all cost the same amount. Play cost 3, and you would look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Now, depending on the color that you use, you would look at the top 4 of your deck and add a card a Digimon that matches that color. That's it, and the rest have to go shuffled into the bottom of your deck. Then, after that, it stays in the battle area, but during your next turn, you can't use it right away, but during your next turn, you can send it to the discard pile to gain 2 memory, which is a very powerful effect because, let's be real, the more this game keeps going, the more and more memories become so much more needed, especially if you're playing against a person that likes to memory choke, you know what I mean? So, realistically, the memory cards have always had a place in the meta, especially during the earlier times of the game where not every deck has had as many searchers, and let's be real, before mulligans were added to the game, memory boosts were super necessary because back then, you didn't have a choice. If you had a terrible hand right at the beginning, you had no choice, so you were stuck with it, and that's why a lot more people ran the memory boost back then. But when the card basically got a bit of a hit to its playability, not its playability, but not as many people used it after the mulligan system was added into the game. So, and for the record, I'm cool with that. I prefer mulligans personally, but memory boost still always had a place in a lot of decks, especially from my personal experience, the red decks. Like we focus on Black War, but like the Black War Greymon deck, and even War Greymons themselves have always had like a place. I've always had room for this card, so it's always had like a special place. And that goes for like other decks too. I know green decks used to play like the Grandest deck. Hate that deck. Any Black War Greymon player will tell you they do not like that deck. They would play like 4 of them always. If you go look at before the deck got hit, they would constantly play 4 green memory boost. So that's basically how the red memory boost works. The new training boosts, how they work, they cost 2. Play cost 2, and they have a similar effect. They let you look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you can add any card that matches their color that you played. And just like after that, it has a delay effect. It'll be the battle area, and during your next turn, you could send it to the discard pile. And the next time you would Digivolve a Digimon, it will cost 2 less memory. Now, that may sound like it's the same thing, but there's a big difference between the two. And that's what makes these cards basically kind of like similar, but they perform different actions. And by that, I mean, and I'll go over that right now. Now, even though the red memory boost may let you look at more cards, aka there have been a couple of times I played the offense training and I only revealed like 1 red card and like an X antibody or something. Anyone else had that experience? So that can be a problem. And the red memory lets you look at more cards, which honestly is a lot better because more options, more choices, more better chance you'll reveal a card that you actually really need to take in the situation you're in. So that could be really good. But the problem is that one of the issues with it is that it only lets you add Digimon, the memory boost at least. It has to be a Digimon, like let's say for example, just really quick. Let's say I play red memory. Real top 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's another Digimon. Oh, this works. 4. Now let's say I'm in a predicament where I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff at once or something, and I want the Hades Force. I can't add the Hades Force because Red Memory Boost only lets you add red Digimon. The rest of these cards are free to choose, and these are pretty much cards you always want to see. You pretty much always want, especially these two. But if you want the Hades Force, you're out of luck. But if you use the offense training, and let's say you reveal Black War Greymon and Hades Force, and you need Hades Force, you could choose Hades Force. So that's one of the really strong things that that the new training card has over the old memory. It lets you choose not just Digimon, but any red cards. So you can add your Hades Force. You could add hell. You can even add another one in your hand if you want to thin your deck. You can even add, where is it? Let's see you can even add your Tai Kamiya to your hand. It literally lets you add any red cards, so that's actually one of the really cool, strong things. Another thing it has over the Red Memory Boost is that often you can probably get away with playing both the same turn, or even 2 offense training in the same turn, especially if you're going first. I mean, like if you're going second, because let's be real, these days most people usually they go first. They want to set up their breeding area with a Digimon or something, and they will usually want to like play like a searcher card. And if they're going first, let's be real, most of the time they're going to be basically leaving you with 3 memory to start off with. So realistically, you got room to play both of them really. Let's say if it was my turn, I want to start off and I Digivolve Koromon to Agumon. That's, no memory's been used. I would probably use the offense training first, look at the top 2, add something, and then you can even play Red Memory. If you want to play both right away. The other thing, the difference between the two, is that it may sound like the same, that offense training, minuses 2 memory from the next time you would Digivolve into a Digimon, and Memory Boost gives you 2 memory. There is a big difference between the two. Like, let's say, hypothetically, in your hand, you don't have, let's see, okay, here's an example. Let's say you want to Digivolve into Greymon, and you got Agumon in the field or something. Well, let's use these two as a quick example. Let's say you got that. You don't want to pay the cost, so you use the red memory. Easy. Obviously, right? But let's say hypothetically, you want to set up your turn, and you don't want to use things right away. Let's say if you're going turn 2 or something, you play the red memory boost, and your next turn, you're setting your stuff up in your security in your raising area. You'd rather set up under like your tamer. You can't use the offense training because it only lets you use it for when you're digivolving. The red memory boost will give you 2 memory, and when you get memory, you can do whatever you want. So you can just play a tie. So there's a lot of utilization between the two, and they pretty much fill. Basically, from my playtesting, I found that each one fulfills an action that the other can't. And also, personally for me, I think I kind of like Memory Boost a little bit more early game. Because, it lets you look at more, and let's say I don't have enough. We've all had those times where we just can't see our pieces. That's just one of the issues with a lot of decks these days. We need pieces to climb up into the big Digimon we want to end up on, Black War Greymon X or Gaiomon, either one. So we need those high play costs. I like to set up memory boosts and usually have it ready. But with these two, they both are a major combo, just like Black War Greymon and Gaiomon. So they both really fill an action that the other doesn't. And that's basically what I found through playtesting, because I must have played for maybe 3 hours. I was at a party. Friend of the channels who I've uploaded stuff. We'll call him MM. It was his birthday. He had his but he had his party on a different day. A ton of friends from locals were there, so we basically all started playtesting Digimon and some other games too. So that was pretty fun, by the way. By the way, and if you're watching this, happy birthday. But basically though, so I managed to play test like a bunch that day, and that's basically the main thing I found. So right now I really think I'm liking a 2-2 split. I think a mix of the two is probably the best way to go, at least in this deck. Again, it's always a player preference. I'm just going over from what I found from playtesting and overall my experience with the two cards. I've had a lot of experience with the memory boost, but the offense training sometimes I still get a little bit like a little bit confused, not confused. When I have if it goes off in security, I forget. Oh wait, does it give me memory? I can digivolve for 2 less, which is good though, really good. Like one thing I also really enjoy with the offense training is a combo you can do with the new Agumon. Like let's see, do a quick example. The new Agumon that just came out in BT14. Now, I think I've went over this in a previous video already, but let's say hypothetically you got this, you turn 1 or something, you had the Agumon, you digivolved your Agumon, your Koromon to Agumon, and let's say you offense training. One of the cards you revealed is your red tie. You play your red tie, that way now it's your opponent's turn. That way you go to your opponent's turn. You set up basically. And the reason this is good is because since Tai is a tamer, Agumon's ability is in play. You can digivolve into your Greymon for free. So you got your free right there, and then if you're really lucky, you even got your X antibody. Now this is like the lesser version. Like the really good one is if you really lucked out and you have your one copy of your Virus Greymon X. The one we all wish was back at 4. Probably not going to happen for a while though. So that's one thing right there. So you managed to go all the way into Greymon X for free, and this is where things get even better because your offense training and because of your Tai Kamiya, you literally can go into your final product that you want in one turn. Now, you use the offense training. Now, the next Digimon you would digivolve will cost 2 less. Metal Greymon. And since Tai is a memory setter, that means we started off at 3 at the beginning. So do the math. 2, that means we're at 1 left. So we got a couple things we could do. Sorry if anyone hears that siren in the background. I hate it when that happens. Oh, there it is. Which means we're at 1 memory left, right? Well, luckily, Metal Greymon X only costs 1 memory to go into. And heck, even before you go to Metal X, let's say you have even your Altarius mode, more draws, right? And more fodder to use in case you try to delete your Digimon or bounce it back, more fodder to use. You can just so that way you can save it later. Now you're at 0, but you got all these cards. You know that means if you have the X antibody or if you got Gaiomon, you could easily end on one of the 2 that you usually want to end on. And like I said, this is even better if you have Greymon X. Because if you have Greymon X instead of the regular red Greymon X, pretty much going into Metal Greymon is free with this one. Because remember, it costs 1 less memory for each color. So that's 2 right there. Offense training takes away 2. Free. That's one of the sweet things about offense training in this card. It makes this card combined with offense training means Metal Greymon for free. So that's something to be aware of. And it's something I did so many times over the weekend playtesting right now. And it was just amazing, honestly. So that's something to keep in mind. So basically, to make a long story short, I feel like a combination of the 2 is really good. Right now, I'm doing a 2-2 split. Although, there have been times I think I might want to maybe play a 3rd offense training, or I might even just cut 1 memory boost and do like a 2-1 split, or maybe even a 3-1 split. But luckily, they really work well together. But I think I actually like the 2-2 split for right now. So that's basically it. I wanted to talk about this because, like I said, we've been playtesting a lot. We got some recorded gameplay we'll be uploading throughout the week. So if you don't want to miss out on that, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. We never thought we'd get this far. So basically, if you don't want to miss out on future content, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. And let me know in the comments, what's your experience been with the new training card? Do you prefer it over the old memory boost, or do you like a mixture of the two? And let me know what deck you're playing them in too. Again, I'm always experimenting with Black War. You know, it's my favorite Digimon, favorite deck. Channel member Michael will be up with a Commandramon update soon. Besides Machine Dramon, he plays Commandramon and Alphamon the most. He likes black decks, so if you want to see those, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're a fan of those Digimon. He's got Commandramon, Machine Dramon updates coming up soon, and he should be having an Alphamon one too. Also, some new support got announced for Alphamon, basically, if you keep up with Digimon leaks. So don't forget that there's going to be, so pretty soon, hopefully this week, Chelmer and Mike will be coming out with a video discussing those, since he's played Alphamon a lot. So if you just go to our channel's content, he's played that Digimon a lot. So if you don't want to miss out on that, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm repeating myself at this point. Just have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.